Hi, katzcradul here. I think I've already mentioned to you before that I dehydrate pineapple, but I don't ever think I've ever shown you what it looks like or talked to you about it very much, just only mentioned it in passing. But let me just share with you what I'm doing. These cans of pineapple packed in 100% juice are from Walmart. And I can't believe it, but they sell for exactly $1 at my Walmart. And in here, there's between 9 and 10 slices of pineapple. And what I do is I bring it home and I open them up. They have the pull top tabs. I pour 1 can of them into a colander that's situated over a bowl so the juice drains out. I'll let them drain for several minutes. Then I pick them up 3 rings at a time and slightly squeeze them and then place them on my dehydrator trays. I hope by now you have a dehydrator or that you soon can get one because they're wonderful. And I lay them out on my dehydrator trays, and it takes about, if I put them on like maybe 4 or 5 in the afternoon, by the time I get up the next morning they're usually done. Just depends on how much juice you get out of them. 6 cans will fill 4 dehydrator trays. Now, if you have the Nesco Snack Master or any of the Nescos that are similar kind like this, you should never dehydrate with less than 4 trays. If you only have 3 trays worth of food, go ahead and put a 4th empty tray on and then run your dehydrator because that's optimal circulation. Shouldn't run it with less than 4 trays. So 6 cans of this pineapple will fill 4 trays of my dehydrator. And here's what they look like when they come off. I've got a ring for you right here. They kind of look like a sunflower. They're kind of pretty. You can see they're, if I hold it up to the light, to the window, you can see they're pretty thin. They are delicious. Now, I am going to put them in canning jars and vacuum seal them, but I just didn't have time. And when I took them off the dehydrator, I threw them all in this Ziploc bag. So look in there how gorgeous. And we've eaten several. We can't seem to stay out of them, unfortunately. So I'm going to get it in canning jars as soon as I can and vacuum seal them. But they're just gorgeous, and they are delicious. Now, here's the bonus. You know, I said you drain the juice off. Well, the juice is 100% juice, so you can drink it. I mean, you can even drink the sweetened juice. I mean, so that's one option. You can drink it. Or you can mix it in, you know, other foods or in a fruit salad or whatever. But here's what I have started doing. Now, I'll tell you something. You remember I did a video one time where I showed you how to cut the plastic off the canning jar box so that you can just pull the top off, and then you still have somewhat of a moisture barrier for the bottom because you've cut right around the edge and you've left the whole plastic here to cover the bottom. Well, that was a good idea, but I even have a better idea. What I do now is I start at this back corner and I cut all the way around on 3 sides so that when I get all the way around, I've left it attached to the back. It's attached at one side, and then all I do is just put that over my jars, and when I go to stack them in the back, it's a dust barrier. There's no, you know, it gets no dust on, nothing falls in, it doesn't get dirty. When I want to get a jar out, I simply lift my little plastic lid, get a jar out, bring it back down, and they're completely covered. I really like doing it like this. So, what about the juice? What I've done is when I drain off that juice, you can do one of a couple of things. You can either make pineapple jelly out of it, or what I have chosen to do here is make pineapple syrup for pancakes and waffles. It's delicious. And I'll give you the recipe below. If you want, oh, here's the other thing. 6, you can see 2 are gone. It made 12. 6 cans of pineapple will make a dozen half-pint jars of syrup or jelly. Isn't that amazing? So 6 of the juice out of 6 of these cans drained off this pineapple will make a dozen half pints of pineapple jelly or jam. Now, we can ask Barely Seen Ranch because she went to that fancy U-Pick apple orchard, and they showed the shop. She showed the shop there, the store with all the beautiful jams and jellies and preserves and I'm betting that when she was in that store, that jams and jellies, fancy ones, sold for probably $4 or $5 for a half pint. Now, here's what I'm getting for my $6 investment in pineapple. 6 cans of pineapple. So I'm getting 6 cans of dehydrated pineapple and 12 half pints of jelly or jam for $6. Now, folks, that's a bargain. And this stuff is delicious. I could have made it more yellow to look more like pineapple. Instead of just using the natural juice, I could have put a drop of yellow food coloring in it, but I'm kind of not about that kind of thing. I'm not about, artificial colorings or flavorings. And my family trusts me. When I set this on the table with waffles and say that's pineapple syrup, they trust me. So I just didn't feel the need. You can see how pretty it is and clear. I didn't feel the need to drop any food coloring in there. It's delicious. Sorry about that. My battery died on me. The pineapple, dehydrated pineapple is delicious. The jelly and jam is spectacular. I'll give you the directions of how to make it below. If you wanted to make the syrup, you use a half of a package of dry pectin. If you want to make the jelly, you use a whole packet of pectin. Now, when I made 12 of the half pints here, this is actually 2 batches of jelly because you don't want to process more than 3.5 cups of the juice. So I made 2 separate batches of the jelly here to get the dozen. So if you wanted to make jelly, you would need to get 2 packages of the pectin. 1 package makes 6 of the jars, and then another package for the other 6. But if you just want to make the syrup, all you need is 1 box for 12 jars. Okay? You would use half a packet of this pectin in one batch and half in the other. So anyway, just a great way to get some vitamin C into your family's diet, especially if you're trying to store food for long-term food storage. I like the idea of dehydrating the pineapple because if I have a can go bad on my shelf, it's going to be a can of pineapple, mandarin oranges, or some kind of tomato product. Those are the ones who are most likely to get the seal compromised, and I think it's just because it's a high-acid food. So I love the idea of dehydrating the pineapple. I hope this gives you some ideas and that you'll stay the course. Keep prepping. Cat's Cradle.